Hi everybody, I want to tell you about a company that I really love. So I'm going to take you through my experience with Wildgrain from start to finish. So I hope you enjoy this video and I hope that you'll subscribe to my YouTube channel. So let's get started. Wildgrain is a box subscription, and if you are a carb lover, you are going to have this. So it comes in a box like this, and it's all filled with dry ice. I've taken the dry ice out, but I just want to show you everything. So it's very, very insulated, and it comes to your front door, and there's a packing list of everything that's in it. So in this one, I have 4 loaves of bread. So like I said, if you love carbs, you are in luck. This is a harvest loaf. And then we've got a rye loaf, a sourdough loaf, and a whole wheat sourdough. So lots of great bread. And then, even better, is 2 pounds of pasta. And this is a pappardelle. I believe that's the correct pronunciation. No, this one is. If not, sorry. And this one is a linguine, and this pasta is delicious. So I've done this before, and it was in the summertime, and I made it really fresh tomato sauce with basil and garlic and olive oil to go over the pasta. But today I'm gonna make a wild mushroom with cream sauce and parsley, and it's just gonna be fabulous. So I'm gonna take you through all of that. And at the end, I'll give you a code so you can order your own box of Wildgrain and you can get a discount on it. I promise you are gonna love this. It's the best subscription ever. So there's one final thing I wanna show you that's in here. They do a dessert in every box, and this is kind of like a breakfast dessert, so homemade cinnamon rolls, and they even include a little icing packet in the package. So that is what was in this box. And now I'm gonna make a complete meal for you guys. I'm gonna show you what to do with your Wildgrain box, and it's gonna be really fun. Okay, so now I'm gonna show you guys exactly how I do everything. You put the bread in the oven directly on the rack. So I'm cutting it open with my not very sharp scissors, and I'm gonna get it all ready, and I'm gonna put it in the oven directly on the oven rack, like I said, and it's gonna bake from 16 to 24 minutes. And I'm just putting it on here for purposes of transporting it to the oven. So I'm telling you, this makes your whole house smell good. And if you're having a party or somebody over for the holidays and you put fresh bread in the oven to bake, they are just going to be in heaven when they get to your house. So I'm going to put these directly onto the oven rack. Like I said, 16 to 24 minutes to cook that. And then I'm going to do the cinnamon rolls. So the cinnamon rolls are going to go on this pan actually to bake. So cutting into them. This is so simple and easy, and nobody will know that you didn't make it all yourself. Even the pasta, it's fresh, homemade pasta. It's not dry pasta, it's just frozen, fresh. Somebody get me some new scissors. And so, even if it's just 2 people on the weekend, what a treat. So I'm gonna put this in the oven along with the bread. And then I'm gonna get started on my pasta. So I have a pot of boiling water, and I've salted it. And you want to really salt your pasta water. So salty like the sea is how I always say it, because it flavors your pasta. So you wanna put your pasta in frozen. And like I said, it's fresh pasta. So you're gonna put it in, and you're gonna let this cook for just 3 to 5 minutes. So I'm gonna really have to watch the clock. And while that's cooking, I'm gonna show you how I make the sauce. So in my pan, I have sauteed 3 different kinds of mushrooms, and I made it easy on myself. Everything else was easy, so I figured why not? And I bought the pre-sliced mushrooms, and I bought the little baby bellas, the shiitake mushrooms, and I bought just the regular white mushrooms. And I bought them already sliced, and I put them in a cast iron skillet with butter and olive oil, and I sauteed them until they were really almost crispy, and you see how pretty they look. And then I took them out of the pan and seasoned them with Maldon sea salt, which is just a flaky, delicious salt, and I added shallots to the pan. So I used about 3 large shallots just chopped up. And so that is all that's in this pan. And you could use any combination of mushrooms that you like. So I've got my mushrooms and my shallots, about 2 tablespoons of butter, and I got 3 packages of mushrooms. So I guess that would be 24 ounces. And then the shallots were about this big. And so maybe 2 tablespoons of butter. I'll put the recipe below so you'll be able to make this yourself. So I'm not going to worry too much about proportions. But so everything is really hot and it's sizzling and it smells so good and the bread's baking. So this is just a perfect meal. So I'm going to add to this mixture about 1.5 cups of heavy cream. I know, it's okay. And then I'm going to give that a little stir. And then I'm going to take a measuring cup and get about 1 cup of pasta water from my pasta that's cooking over here. And it has just about a minute left to go. I'm going to make sure you don't overcook it because it's going to cook just a little bit more. It's going to be added to the skillet. So my cream is just simmering a little bit, so I'm going to take about 1 cup of this pasta water, and that is just to make the flavors kind of meld together. You've got that salty, starchy water that the pasta has been cooking in with the heavy cream and the butter. Oh my gosh, how could this dish even be bad? And to this, I'm going to add the pasta. I love a lot of pepper with the pasta like this, so I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of pepper in here, and then I'm going to put more later. So have a sip of wine. And then I'm going to take tongs, and I'm going to add my pasta to the skillet here. Turn the flame off. Okay, so you can see it just took no time at all, and this goes directly into the skillet with the cream. I'll turn it down just a little bit. This smells so delicious. I'm getting ready to add Parmesan cheese to make it even better. A little bit of parsley, and I'm going to garnish it with some more mushrooms. I just reserved about 1/2 cup of mushrooms while I was cooking so I could use them as a garnish at the end. So you want to make sure you get every last bit of pasta. You don't want to leave any in the pot. Okay, that's everything I need. I'm just going to stir this up a little bit. I think I'll use the tongs. Look how delicious this is. Oh my gosh. And it's just gonna thicken. The sauce is gonna thicken a little bit as it cooks, and just let it simmer. I'm gonna add about, I'm gonna say 1 cup of Parmesan cheese, and you can see it's finely grated. Amos is smelling this and he wants to buy it. I don't know if you heard him buy it. And then I'm gonna add just the zest of 1 lime. And that just gives it a really fresh taste, makes it feel like you're eating a light dish. This is a great dish for the fall. It's comfort food, it's pretty, it's delicious, and everybody loves it. So I can't wait to plate this up and taste it. I'm gonna turn it up just for another minute, and I'm gonna let that sauce thicken. I'm going to add a little bit more freshly ground pepper. And I'm going to plate it up and show you what it looks like. The bread is going to come out of the oven, and it's just going to be the perfect meal. So here's my pepper mill. Lots of freshly ground black pepper. I'm going to go ahead and throw in just a little bit of chopped parsley. And this gives it just another little bit of freshness, but it also adds just a nice touch of color. Oh my goodness, I wish you could smell this. Okay, I'm going to back up just a little bit and show you the size of the shallots that I used. And I used 3 of these, so that might help just have a visual. And the next visual is the best one. I don't know if you can see that the sauce has thickened up and it is just so aromatic and really a pretty dish. So I'm going to plate it up. I'm putting it in this kind of a deep, like a bowl, plate bowl. Make sure you get plenty of mushrooms. Oh, smells so good. I keep saying that, but it's true. All right, and then I'm gonna take a few of the reserved mushrooms that I have. I'm just gonna garnish the top a little bit. I think I'm gonna put 1 more grind of black pepper. And then I'm gonna add a grating of a little bit more Parmesan cheese. And just a tiny little bit more parsley. And oh my gosh, what a beautiful dinner that makes. So I'm getting ready to get the bread out. I'm gonna cut that and it's gonna smell so good. And I think I'm gonna need to get a little bit of olive oil to dip the bread in. All right, so I've just taken this bread out of the oven and I did the harvest bread, which I think has olives in it. And this is just a sourdough loaf. So it's still really hot. So I'm gonna use this very clean dish towel and I'm gonna hold it while I slice into it. It has the most wonderful crust on it. And oh my gosh, this would be great for avocado toast left over the next day. It would be great for French toast. I'm thinking of all the things, sandwiches, just anything you want to make with it. And I just wanted to show you the steam is coming out of it and it smells so good. I think I need a sharper knife and some sharper scissors. Anyway, we try not to eat too much bread around here, but when it's fresh from the oven, it is just impossible to resist. So I'm gonna have a little taste of this, and just to make sure that it's really good. Oh my goodness, that is so delicious. It's perfect. So I've just taken the cinnamon rolls out of the oven. I have a platter ready. They are so pretty and they really smell good. Everything smells good. And we're gonna take the icing. I mean, how easy is this? And if you ever buy cinnamon rolls just in a can, they're pretty good, I'm gonna say. But these are just taking it up to a new level. Just make it pretty, put it all on there. So like I said, they send different desserts. The last time I got lemon tarts, I believe, and everything is just so good. So there you go. And I'm gonna have to get a fork and have a bite. All right, here we go. Just want to show you how much cinnamon is in the middle of these. It's just so delicious. And I haven't even tasted it yet, so. So good. Hot, but delicious. So, the meal is finished. Here's the beautiful pasta, the delicious bread, the cinnamon rolls. Everything is perfect. So now all I have to do is have a bite. Or two. That is so good. So I'm gonna put a code up on the screen, and the first 50 people that order a box from Wildgrains will get 10% off. And this is such a deal, and it's so delicious. So look for the code and order your box and wow your family or your guests or just yourself. Anyway, this is the best thing ever. So be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. You don't want to miss a thing. And thanks so much for watching today.